Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something fascinating, how different mindsets really shape our relationship with money.
That's right. We're looking at a source, a video actually, that outlines these, well, categories: poor, middle class, rich, and wealthy mindsets.
Yeah, and just to be clear, our aim isn't about sticking labels on people. It's more about understanding the core thinking behind these different financial approaches.
Exactly. Trying to pull out some actionable insights for you listening. So, where do we start? The poor mindset, as the video calls it.
Makes sense. What did the source highlight there?
Well, a key thing seemed to be maybe a lack of deeper financial understanding. Money is often seen mainly for like immediate needs, getting by.
Right, day-to-day stuff. And maybe some small luxuries if possible.
Sometimes, yeah. But it can lead to sort of impulsive spending. The video used an example like filling a shopping cart without really checking the funds first. It's very in the moment.
That present focus, yeah. And the video differentiated too, didn't it, between having almost nothing and having a bit, but still living, paycheck to paycheck.
It did. And another interesting point was about time. Even if someone has valuable skills, the tendency might be just to trade that time directly for wages.
Instead of maybe thinking how to leverage those skills differently for potentially more income.
Precisely. It highlights that reactive versus proactive stance. Okay, so moving up the scale, the middle class mindset.
This one's often characterized by, well, good jobs, decent salaries, right?
Yes, but the video suggests a lot of spending goes towards, let's say, status symbols, things to impress others, nice cars, bigger houses, that kind of thing.
The image of success. And they are often good savers, responsible with loans, building credit.
Which are all positive habits, definitely.
Yeah.
But the potential pitfall, according to the source, is maybe not knowing how to make that saved money truly grow, beyond just sitting there.
Yeah, like what's the next step after saving? And this can make them vulnerable, right? If the job disappears, that seemingly comfortable life gets shaky fast because the wealth is tied to the salary.
Exactly. The assets they have don't necessarily generate more income independently. It's often reliant on that job. And borrowing for luxuries can lead to significant debt, too.
The video also mentioned education, often leading them to jobs, rather than, say, using skills entrepreneurially. Job security feels paramount.
That preference for security over maybe riskier ventures, yeah, that seemed a key point.
Okay, so now the rich people mindset. This sounds like a real shift.
A big shift. Here, the video says money is fundamentally seen as a tool to build more wealth.
And that famous phrase, pay yourself first, that's about investing in assets, right? Things that make money.
That's the core idea, understanding that assets generate income, and that income is what eventually pays for the luxuries, ideally not debt. They build the engine first.
It also noted they often appear less flashy than you might expect.
Yeah, less need to display it outwardly. They're focused on building. And crucially, the video highlights a dedication to financial education reading, seminars, learning constantly.
And time management. Yeah. Valuing their time immensely.
Absolutely. Time over money. That's a recurring theme. The video even touched on intentional isolation, maybe because their mindset differs so much from others. Oh, and health.
Right. Viewing their brain and body as vital assets. Investing in diet, exercise. That's interesting.
It really is. It's holistic. Okay, finally, the wealthy people mindset. This is portrayed as like the next level of mastery.
Total mastery of the financial game. The income from their assets isn't just enough, it's substantial. Enough for family, for generations, for philanthropy.
Yeah, the video suggests they understand wealth creation so deeply that money almost seems to, well, chase them. They've built systems that work powerfully.
And again, that immense value placed on time, avoiding waste. The source also mentioned, maybe as a tendency, things like monogamy in smaller families. And definitely philanthropy.
Yeah, giving back becomes a significant component. So if we kind of tie this all together...
You really see the contrast, don't you? From immediate gratification or just keeping afloat.
In the poor and maybe middle-class mindsets to this long-term focus on building income-generating assets in the rich and wealthy mindsets.
And it seems like financial education, that deliberate learning, is the bridge. It's what helps shift the perspective.
Definitely. And it underlines how outward appearances, the fancy car or whatever, might not reflect the true financial picture at all.
So a final thought for you listening. Where do you see your own mindset aligning with these descriptions, even partially?
Yeah, and what's maybe one small shift in perspective or even one action you could consider based on this? Was there an aha moment for you?
It's really just about encouraging that self-reflection. How do you view and manage money? Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.